All right, welcome back to part 6 of the Bugatti Bolide design. And in the last tutorial, we got some distance here. And in this tutorial, this is going to be part 6. And I just want to let you know that the blueprint is in part 1, 2, and 3. So you can find it there and download it. I suggest you click the link instead of copy and paste it into the bar, and that will bring it up. If not, leave me a comment and I will send it to you. Also, I just want to let you know that if you're just tuning into my channel, I'm doing step-by-step videos on these tutorials. So by following my step-by-step tutorial, you gain really good experience of a surface design. And if you master surface design, uh, mechanical and everything else is just going to be a walk in the desert. I'm in the park. Right. So let's get started. So first thing we need to look at here is we're gonna jump into this view and we're gonna jump onto the top, and we want to add a little bit of surface here, just a tiny bit of surface, more like a curved, some more tiny curved surface area in this section. So because we wanna start from here. So basically, we wanna create a body, a smaller body that starts from here and then curve onto this face here. All right, so let's do that by jumping to surfaces, and then we're going to extend this surface here, and this surface is extending out to about here, and we're gonna extend it to extend over this edge a little bit. Maybe come back a little bit, just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're gonna press OK. Obviously, when you extend the surface, it will retain its tangency, so that's a good one. Linear, same surface. We can also choose same surface, so it comes from the same surface. So let's see, linear, same surface, linear, same surface. Yeah, so we're gonna do it linear here. It's the same thing, it's still gonna retain its tangency. So edit surface. You know what? Let's do same surface instead. So our tangency is going to be a lot more positive. All right, so the surface is looking good. And then obviously we're gonna jump into the top view here. And then we're going to make a sketch on this top view. And the first thing I want to do, I wanted to have that edge to show up, obviously, because we selected same surface. It yeah, so let's go back into the surface. Let's go back into the surface. Surface extend, delete that surface extend. And before, let's do something like this. Let's make a sketch on this top plane and click on this edge and convert it. And let's extend this line here. Okay, once we've done that, exit the sketch. Okay, and then let's go back to surfaces, extend surface. We're going to extend this surface here, and let's select the same surface. uh, let's just select, yeah, same surface is fine. Let's select same surface and then press OK. All right. So, as I said before, we're going to grab a glass and put it onto the entire body. And then we're going to make us another sketch on this plane. So let's make that sketch, and we're going to start from here all the way up to this point here. So let's grab that curve, and then let's start from somewhere here, and we're going to go all the way up to this point. Press escape on your keyboard, and then we're going to pull this line into place. So that's about enough surface here. That's going to be good for us. However, I want to put a point here just to make it this area here straight. Click somewhere in this empty area, click back on it and add our control polygons. And then we're going to click on these lines here and then put it down close to this edge. So now it's a lot straighter all the way around. So let's see if we can pull it a little bit closer. And that's going to look good. All right, so exit the sketch. And then it comes to this point here. So that's the sketch here. Let's edit the sketch. And let's add this line from this point. And we're just gonna go all around it. Exit the sketch. And we're going to remove this appearance. Remove appearance. And then let's go to surfaces. And let's go to trim surface. Let's select the trim tool, which is the sketch. And we're going to remove this surface here. All right, so that looks good. All right. So the next thing I want to do, I want to separate this body and to make it two separate bodies. That's why we have this line here. So let's grab onto the split command here. And for trim tool, let's select the trim tool. And then let's select here the bodies that we're going to select is going to be body number 1. And this is going to be body number 2. And make sure you have consume cut bodies deselected. Press OK. And now we have two separate bodies on that. Okay, we can hide this line. All right, and then let's go to mirrors. And for mirror face plane, front plane, and for bodies to mirror this small body over here. And it drops it over to the other end straight away. Press OK. So now we have some good bodies to work off of. All right, so let's jump into our second display state. So let's have a look at our picture here. All right, so we have to create this surface, a small surface here, which is going to be okay. And then the next surface is going to be, let's jump into the second display state. And the next surface is going to be this surface here, which underneath the, it's basically a curvature that basically the air goes inside from here and exits from, goes, well, it's more easy to see probably from this side here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's jump into the second display state here. And then let's, first display state, let's hide sketch 4. So that's sketch 4. Good to remember that. So hide sketch 4. And then we can see where we need to add that curvature. All right, so let's grab another yeah, so let's add that 3D sketch, that 3D spline, and one of them is going to be from this edge, and the second one is going to fall from from one of the edges. But first I want to have a look at this surface. So let's exit this. Let's exit this surface here. Let's jump into our second display state, and let's just zoom in here. Okay, so it comes down in this direction, so obviously we need to add that to the inner one. Okay, so we can do it, we can do that from here. Right. Okay, so I had to turn off the TV here. Okay, so let's do that again. 3D sketch, 3D spline, and let's use on this side. On this side it's hard to see because it's very edgy. That we're just gonna go from that corner, and we're going to use the inner one on this side. Maybe we can see it a little bit better from here. Okay, so that's the one we're looking for. This corner here, that's the one. And exit the sketch. And let's jump back to from this side here. And let's edit that. Let's edit this. Let's edit this spline here. So from here, and obviously, let's just pull it down here, about here, and we're going to add some sketch, some spline points. So let's add one here. Let's add one. Let's add one here. Let's add one here. Hold on a second. Let's add one here, here, and that's probably enough. We don't want to introduce too much sketch points here. So click on the line and let's add our control polygons, and click on this line here. And let's give this a nice shape. So it's kind of relatively straight down in this area, but we will be able to edit this curvature later on if we're not happy with that one. But it's relatively straight in the middle, and then it has a corner somewhere about here. So let's pull this down to about here, and then something like this will, yeah. So let's stay with this, and then we'll see how that looks. Okay, so exit this sketch here. All right, so the next one is going to be, all right, the TVs keep coming on and off. All right, I plugged it up. Okay, so we got this sketch here, and we want this sketch to go underneath uh, this area here. So we're going to add some points. So let's go to 3D sketch. Let's grab a 3D point. And we're going to add one 3D point somewhere about here. A bit more in. Somewhere about here. And the next one is going to be somewhere on this edge. And let's put it here. And let's get on top of the assembly here. So the air will come in from this east side here and goes all the way through on that one. All right, that looks good. Let's exit the sketch and let's start a new 3D sketch. So let's grab that spline and attach one of them onto that point. And let's add the other one to this point here. Exit the sketch. And now we're just going to manipulate this curve here. So let's grab this handlebar and pull it down like that. We're going to add some spline points. Not much on this one. So one here, and one here. Alright, and let's click back on it and add our control polygon. Click on that, and that will give us that curvature that we want to create. So pull that down to about here. And we're going to do a little bit similar like the first one, but we're going to leave a bit more curvature, so not much of a sharp corners. So let's stay with something like that and exit the sketch. Okay, and once we have that, let's jump over to our second display state here. Okay, let's jump back to our second display state. That was the first one. And let's hide sketch 4 from here as well, so we can see our edges a lot better. Okay, so we want to add another 3D sketch, a 3D spline, and we're just going to stay on this edge all the way throughout. And of course we want to stay on this other edge. Actually, exit this one, because we need to be we need to transition ourselves to the lower end. So let's start it again. Let's delete this. And let's put on the spline. And then we're gonna be on the here. until we get to about here. They connect onto that point. Okay, that's good. And the next one is gonna go all around that edge. It's another spline, and just stay on this edge here. Okay, exit the sketch. Exit this sketch here. And let's do a surfaces. And let's try and do a fill surface from those two and these two. And I think it looks really good. Perfect. So that's exactly the surface that I was looking for. It has a very nice transition all the way around. And we already mirrored this one over. So let's mirror the surface that we just created over to the other side. Mirror, and we're going to use the front plane. And for bodies to mirror, we're going to use this one here. Okay, so that's two. All right, so the next thing we need to create is this small surface here. First, I want to look into the sketch here from this angle. But that should be fine for us, I think. Maybe edit the sketch. Just want to make sure. Give that kind of a profile. But that will mess that up, so let's not do that. Let's do a Control Z. Okay, we're going to leave it as is because it's perfect. And then exit the sketch. All right, we're looking good. So let's jump into our first display state and jump to the top of this car. And let's hide this sketch from here. And hide this one as well. It's that it was a sketch on the lower plane. And let's hide this one as well. Okay, that looks good. And now let's grab another 2D sketch, 3D spline. And we're just gonna go from this point up to this edge. And now let's jump into the top. Just click on this. So basically, there's two ways to do it. Either the space bar or just click on the plane and normal to profile. I prefer both sometimes. I saw actually almost on target with that one. So just have to pull this a little bit closer to this one, so we're more closer to the blueprint. All right, let's jump into our second display state now, and let's give this curvature a profile. And we're going to pull our 3D view a bit like this, and we're going to give this curvature some profile, about that much. Exit the sketch. All right, and then we're going to add another control point on another control curve from here to here. So let's go to 3D sketch, 3D spline, and let's go from this point down to about here. Let's jump to the front, and then let's turn this up. Usually I turn it up until I see the point kind of coincidenting with that corner right there. Okay. All right, so let's give this a profile and see what surface we get with that. So let's just give it a little bit, about that much. Exit the sketch, because we still want to have that. We still want to have this corner here. Okay, so now let's jump to surfaces and let's try and do a filled surface, but I think we need to add another 3D sketch. So let's add another 3D sketch, 3D spline, and we're just going to grab from that point and stay on this edge. All right. And now let's jump into surfaces and let's do a fill surface. And for constraint curve, it's going to be this one here. And let's see the surface we have. Surface looks beautiful, exactly what I have in mind. We still retained our corner all the way around. All right, so that looks good. Let's mirror this over to the other side. So let's use the front plane, and bodies to mirror is going to be this one here. All right, and at this point we can do some knitting, but I'll probably leave that for the next tutorial. Knitting this together, it's just a straightforward, but we might add some more surfaces here just to be more precise. All right, so this is it for this tutorial. Yes, for this tutorial, and I'm going to see you back at part 7. All right, and if you're just tuning into my channel, I suggest you start from part 1, either this one or the Corvette C8. I also am doing the drone, not the drone, the UAV. So that's a good one as well to start off if you want, or you can start straight with this one and follow me step by step. All right, thanks so much for staying with this one, and also don't forget to subscribe and like my videos if you want. All right, take care, bye bye.